What's going on, everybody? How's it going? Sorry for the slight delay here. It's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United with another little match preview for you for the game tomorrow. Manchester United versus Spurs at Old Trafford. We're going to smash up those Spuds. We're going to peel them. How's it going, everyone? I hope you're doing well tonight. Thank you for joining us. First Class Gamer, how you doing? Getting a raw 2-2 prediction in there. Oh, ominous, lad. What's going on? Jay King, Connor Matthews, C Talentless, The Cake Cadet, Leah Rose, Patrick Nielsen, No Such Done, Neil Duffin. Neil Duffin, mate, what's going on, lad? How you been? I am good. How you getting on there, Neil Duffin? I hope you're well. I haven't seen you for a little bit. I hope you're keeping well, sir. Yes, what an absolute legend. Hope you're well, dude. See Talentless, Madhouse Must Play. Ellie's in here. How you doing tonight, Ellie? Connor Matthews, Kate Cadet, everybody. Thank you so much. Esberg, Flabby. Get your likes on the video, guys. Smash that thumbs up at the start of this preview. Do leave a like. Give it a share around on social media if you want as well. That helps us out. And get involved in the live chat. Everybody's welcome in here to get your thoughts and opinions in, as long as you're not a complete tool. So let's get into it then. It's obviously Manchester United versus Spurs tomorrow. We did spank them up in the previous fixture earlier on in the season. In fact, we usually spank up Spurs, don't we? They're kind of our whipping boys. We usually do get the better of Spurs. So even though Manchester United haven't been exactly playing great recently, let's face it, that last performance against City was an absolute monstrosity of gashness. In the second half, I mean, you might as well have had 11 fucking HB pencils out there on the pitch. It would have done just as much good because they were absolutely shit. So, yeah, in terms of, like, confidence, we're not really too high. In terms of qualities, we're not really too high. In terms of players being in good places, individually and as a team, we're not really too good. We're looking awful, guys. So, you know, but even so, with that being said, let's remember we are playing a classic bottle job team here. Tottenham Hotspur themselves, well, they're a bunch of bottle merchants themselves, and you never know which Spurs is going to turn up. Like, they could have a really good performance. Like, this is how it goes. You saw how they did in the last couple of games. They've done really, really well, scored a lot of goals. You saw how they did against Man City a couple of weeks ago, getting the dub. They've done well in those sorts of games, but then equally, they managed to shart the bed all over the place. And actually, if you look at their form in the last 6 games, they're about as bitty bang average as you can get. They've won 3 and they've lost 3, so they can be had. They can absolutely be had, is what I'm feeling like. I think United have the qualities, of course. We always say that. Of course we have the qualities. It's about whether or not these guys can turn up and show the qualities on the pitch. Because let's face it, it doesn't matter if Bruno Fernandes is a quality little Portuguese Magnifico player half the time, or Ronaldo's the GOAT, or Pogba, you know, is a quality, has all the attributes and all that bollocks. Doesn't really matter. It's about turning up and doing it, you know, actually performing in the team. So we have to hope for that. We have to hope for that. We have to hope that Spurs don't do that and United turn up and have a really good game. But in terms of optimism, in terms of confidence, because of that, I'm feeling like we've got a good chance of smashing them up, because Spurs are a bunch of pole jobs, guys. You can't get away from it. You can't get away from it. So for that reason, I do think that Manchester United are going to win the game. We don't usually do predictions right at the start of the show, but let's just do it, guys. So I'm going for 1-0. I'm going for 1-0 to Manchester United, just by the skin of our teeth. Now, I know that doesn't really sound like that realistic of a game. You look at how many goals Spurs have scored recently, and, you know, but I'm just feeling, for some reason, I've got an inkling in the loins that it's going to be a tight affair, and United are going to come out on top with a dub. Just got a cheeky feeling. So I'm going to go 1-0, and I'm going to say that Cristiano Ronaldo gets the goal. I'm going in there raw with a Ronaldo prediction. Guys, get your score predictions in there right now. Now's the time. Let me know what you think is going to be the score, how you see it going down. Dean M thinks it's going to be 3-1 to United. Not if Harry's playing, says Esberg. I know, a clean sheet is unlikely if Harry's playing. 2-0, says Connor Matthews. Tottenham's son to score first. Madhouse, best time to play them. They think they're world beaters. 2-1, says Madhouse. That's another good point. I mean, we certainly don't think we're world beaters, but we've got a reaction to be had here after a gash game in the derby. Kate Cadet, mate, how you doing? He says 1-0, you what? That's a weird prediction, isn't it? I agree, mate. It doesn't really make a lot of sense right now. We've been going for a lot of high-scoring predictions recently. United haven't been able to keep any clean sheets, really. We've been kind of shite in that respect, slabbing to Maguire, gashing it up at the back. But I've got a feeling I'm going to get into it in a minute with my team selection, what I think Rangnick's going to go for. And I'll explain why. 2-1 says Neil Duffin. 2-1 says Leah Rhodes. 2-1 says No Such Done. 2-1 says Cool Homie. Seems to be a popular choice, that one. 3-0 says Vincent Bullock to United. Must Play thinks it's going to be a 1-1 draw. We've seen a lot of 1-1 draws, haven't we, under Rangnick? We always win against Tottenham. IQ Defcon YT, how you doing, sir? You're spot on. They are our whipping boys, aren't they? We do like to spin the towel, mate. Get it a little bit wet. and spank them, don't we, most of the time? In fact, we can make it 3 wins on the bounce against them. I believe in the Premier League if we if we spank them. 2-1 to Spurs, says Daniel Jenkins. Hey Gungshi, what's going on there, mate? Hope you're doing well there, Gungshi Leone, my son. Great to have you in here. Ronaldo to score a last-minute winner for me, says J King. 2-2, says First Class Gamer. Chrissy J says 3-1 United. I love it how literally nobody agrees with me. Merrick Galord 1-1. Not one person thinks it's going to be 1-0. Well, you just wait and see. You just wait and see. It's going to be a cheeky little clean sheet with a clutched goal by Ronaldo. United Forever says 3-1. They spanked you 6-1, says Conor Matthews. Yeah, but that was last time. That was last season, mate. Mikato, what's going on, dude? The K Cadet, a clean sheet with Slabby at the back. I don't think so, Piggy. Well, okay, fair enough. Let's get into it then, guys. So, team news for the game. So, team news for the game tomorrow. Ralph Frank's obviously been speaking ahead, and he's given us a good update. Fullback Luke Shaw will still be absent from the team. He's not going to be playing in the side because of COVID-19, still testing positive again on Thursday. But Rafael Varane's back. He should be returning after contracting the virus. That's the latest reports, is that Rafael Varane should be back to play. And we need him in there, guys. I think it's pretty evident last game out without him. We look like a bag of shite at the back with Victor Dwindloff and slamming to Maguire at the back again, wreaking havoc in our defence. So even if Rafael Varane's full on got COVID right now, I'd rather stick him in there. But he's not. He's tested negative as far as I understand. He will be available. There's also some good news in regards to Cristiano Ronaldo and Edinson Cavani. So Ronaldo was out of the last game with a hip flexor issue, a repetitive issue that he's had. So very much doubt he's going to be out again in this game with the same hip flexor issue. I'm sure he'll be fine now. So the whole purpose of the last game, him not playing, I guess, is for him to be rested and to be fit for this one. I mean, that's the only logical thing. He just was not fit for the last game. Otherwise, why the fuck would you not play Cristiano Ronaldo? It doesn't make any sense. Hey, we got a super chat here from Gungshi. Thank you very much to Gungshi. 3-1 is what my loins are saying, Pig, although they have been failing me lately, to be honest. Gungshi, in more ways than one. There's a little thing you need called Cialis, my friend. I'm just joking. Gungshi, mate, thank you so much. Can we get a little soo in the live chat there for Gungshi? Thank you very much for the super chat there, Gungers. 3-1, you say, lad? I can vibe with that, my friend. I hope you're right. I hope you're right. You know, it'd be nice to see us get a really good win against them and open them up. We've seen it happen before. I mean, the only different thing is now is that they do have a different manager in there. Last time out, they had Nuno. He was shot in the bed. This time out, they've got Conte. So it's going to be a different affair altogether, I think. They are in a little bit of a better spell. So, but in terms of team news, Luke Shaw's going to be out. He says, with regards to players, we will still miss out Luke Shaw. Thank you so much, Gungshi. He said he's until yesterday been tested positive with COVID, and Scotty is a question mark. He had some problems with his calf, so we have to wait to see after training today, but he's most likely not going to play. But right now, it is more likely that he will not be available, because if we risk him tomorrow, he will more likely be out of the game on Tuesday. That's why I tend, with muscular issues, even more if it's the calf muscle, I tend to be careful. Cristiano Ronaldo resumed training yesterday. He trained for the whole session, and I expect him to be training today as well. He went on to say he trained well, like the rest of the group, so I have thought that he's available for tomorrow. What's important is that he and Eddie are both back in training and both available for the game. So this is really big news that Ronaldo is going to be back in the team, and really big news that Edinson Cavani is going to be back featured in the squad at the very least. But he says, so you know, that's great. That's brilliant, guys. Cristiano Ronaldo back in there. He's not exactly been fantastic for us recently, but we do need to see him selected in the team. I mean, what else are we going to do? What we tried last time out against Manchester City, that experimentation up top, it just didn't really work, and not really the place to do it. I was quite annoyed by Ralph Rangnick sort of changing things to the degree that he did in the last game, but hopefully he goes back to a sort of more conventional setup, because we can have Spurs. Spurs are a bunch of melters. We've proven that time and time again. Okay. So, yes, let's have a look at this then, guys. So Edinson Cavani has also been speaking to ManUnited.com, and he's just been talking about his frustrations about the recent injuries that he's had. He says, yes, I've been unfortunate to be out through injury for a longer period than I'm used to. He said, I've never been used to spending this length of time on the sidelines. It's something that I'm finding very difficult, something which is very tough. Mentally, it's not easy either, because when you're not used to it, it really is extremely hard to take on board what is happening and seeing your teammates each game going out on the pitch, either for training or to play in a match. And you can't be joining them out there. It's hard to take. It's frustrating, and it makes me anxious and really keen to be wanting to be fit and ready to quickly play as possible, right? Okay, so in terms of, where he's at, though, Rangnick has said that he would be available. I don't think he's going to be starting the game. I think that's an indicator that he'll be sort of brought back slowly, and maybe he will come on off the bench. But it's good news that Eddie Cavani's back. Can we get some Edinson Cavani emojis in the live chat, please, guys, for El Matadore? Because, we haven't seen enough of him this season. It's a shame. We've not seen the best of him this year. Last year he was brilliant for us, but he does add a lot to the team. He's a tenacious player. And if we can bring him off the bench for, a half or 30 minutes or whatever, then that could do very well for us if we need to. So, Edinson Cavani, good news that he's back. Loving that. Good news. Right, okay, so just wanted to mention this very quickly before I get into the team selection. But Tottenham, as I say, their form is 3 wins and 3 losses in the last 6 Premier League games. They did beat Everton 5-0. Watford, lost. They beat Leeds 4-0 as well, the last 2 games. But, those 2 teams have been doing shite. So even though they've scored a lot of goals and done well, there's still every possibility that we smash them up and they can't score any goals against us. That's sort of what I'm feeling. But we'll have to wait and see. Manchester United, on the other hand, it's also a mixed bag of shite. Our form, just to let you guys know, has now slipped down into 11th place in the Premier League. That's atrocious. Hey, Jordan Lewis. Hey, Berber lad. How you doing there, my son? Thank you for putting the channel membership in there, legend. Jordan Lewis, Ryan, sub to Flying Pig United. How you doing? Sly Dog, George, Sam Neeksad. Everyone, thank you so much for getting in the stream. Tottenham's form is 8th in the Premier League at the moment. United's is 11th. So that is concerning. We've drawn with Burnley. We've drawn with Southampton. We've beat Brighton. We've beat Leeds. We've drawn with Watford. And we've lost 4-1 to Manchester City in the last game. That's pretty piss-poor form, guys, especially you consider the teams we've been playing there. The 5 teams that we played before Manchester City, we needed to win those games, really, to have a proper chance at getting top 4, really. Those are the games you've got to win. And unfortunately, we've drawn 3 of them. So that's where we dropped a lot of points. And also the City game, well, you can't really be expected at this moment in time of how shite United have been this season, and Rangnick coming in and not having that much time either. And the squad of gash players that you've got to choose from, some absolute proper monstrous Easter Island heads, etc. to choose from at the back. Fucking Duplo skulls at the back to choose from. It's not easy. So I get that, but we should have done it in the previous games. But anyway, not really convincing form for United. Tottenham Hotspur, a little bit better, but also kind of shite too. So it's one of those. We've got to just match them for intensity, beat them for intensity. We've got to want it more than them. And we've got to hope that the lads can actually turn up and not be a bunch of bottle jobs, because that's exactly what they've been like recently. Right, so let me just have a look at this then, guys. So this is the team that I think that Rangnick is going to select. This is not necessarily the team that I want to see selected. I just got a feeling that this is the team he's going to select. So here it is. So let's just make it a little bit larger for you so you can see. So there's no Luke Shaw available. So obviously De Gea in goal. There's no Luke Shaw available. So Tellez, I'm guessing, is going to be coming in here. Now I've gone for the centre-back pairing of Bailly and Varane, because why the fuck not? Like, I'd select anybody, even a half-dead Eric Bailly, rather than a fully fit Slabbington Maguire at this moment in time. Or if not Bailly, then just somebody else other than Slabby Maguire, which pretty much only really leaves Lindelof. But he was shit in the last game too, like even worse than Slabby Maguire, arguably. Well, that's not, no, I can't say that. I take that back. He wasn't worse than Slabby Maguire, but he was equally as gash. And so, there's nobody there that makes me think, this makes sense. It doesn't really make sense to it doesn't really make sense to play Maguire at this moment in time. He's absolutely poodoo magoo. We've seen his performances all season. We've seen how many errors he's made. We saw him do a no-look fucking dummy to the opposition the other week against City. to lose us a goal. We saw him have a complete meltdown in one of the other goals that they scored as well. The guy's just a complete liability at the back. We know that. And so why should we stick with him? The only player that we've actually seen really be solid for much of the season, I guess, is Raphael Varane. And even he's had his moments, but that's down to probably having a bloody breeze block as a defensive partner. And then also he's been injured. He's been out injured a lot. So you can't really depend on this guy. You can't really depend on it. So I must say, you know, we've got problems at the back there, but you can't keep choosing the tried and tested shite, something that you know does not work. That's just foolish. That's the definition of insanity. So if we keep selecting the Slabinator, then he's only asking for one thing, which is pure pain and suffering at the back for Manchester United. That is it. As simple as that. He's in a complete slump. He's mentally not right quite there. He's physically not there because he's slow as a damn brick. And also he's not actually got I don't think he's got the leadership, the tenacity that we need right now to come in and sort of prove himself and have a great performance. I just think expect him to have another shite game. And if you're David De Gea with Slabbington Maguire in front of you, you're probably expecting him to have a shite game too. And if you're Cristiano Ronaldo at the top of the pitch scoring the goal in the game, you're probably expecting at some point that he's going to fucking do a meltdown and undo all of your good hard work. So for that reason, I would just put anybody else in there. So for that reason, I think he's going to change it at the back. Yeah, Varane is back, you know, Janie. Varane is back, yeah. So Rangnick did a little presser earlier, and there is some information on that Rangnick said that Varane is back after the COVID. I mean, whether or not he's 100% to play is another story. We might even be seeing bloody Victor dwindle off and Slabbington Maguire as the defensive partnership again. But it doesn't make any sense to do that. But yeah, I mean, Varane's back, so that's good news. But in regards to Luke Shaw, he's still tested positive, so he's not back. So Luke Shaw's out. Also, Scott McTominay looks like he's going to be missing the game with a calf injury. Those are the only players that are out, I think, for Manchester United. So it's just Scotty and Luke Shaw, and that's it. Ronaldo and Cavani are coming back into the side. Ronaldo's going to be playing in the game after that hip flexor issue. And Edinson Cavani, who's been out for a while now with various different injuries, is going to be back and available in the squad, but probably not to play. Probably not to play from the start, I mean. So, right then. So, there you go, guys. That is my team prediction for the back line. And then in the midfield, just got a feeling that, well, who should he be dropping here? Scott McTominay drops himself because he's got a calf injury, and he was shite. And he's been a little bit hit and miss most of the time in the last recent game, so I wouldn't be starting him anyway based on form. I thought Matic looked very good when he played the game before last against, was it Watford? You know, he actually looked pretty damn good. So for my worth, I think he's somebody that can control a game of football. At his age, you can't really play him a lot. You know, he maybe can't last the whole 90 minutes or whatever. He's a bit slow, yada, yada, yada. But what's important is he's not a complete meltback on the ball. Like, he actually does well on the ball. He plays sensible passes. He does the basics very well. He doesn't overstretch himself. He does play forward passes, but he plays the right forward passes more often than not. Nobody's perfect, but certainly you see his distribution out from the back recently compared to the likes of Scotty or Fred. Whenever they've got it back, whenever they've won it back, they're constantly misplacing it. They're erratic with their passes forward, and that is a breakdown in getting the ball from defensive position to an attacking position. They're breaking it down every single time, whereas Matic actually just does a simple thing, gets the ball to a creative player, and then we can build from it. He was doing that in the Watford game, and we know he's been a class player throughout his career. We would love Matic if he was 5, 6, 7 years younger. We wouldn't have an issue. We wouldn't be needing a player right now, but he's not. He's older, but he's still a quality player. He can still do a job. But we need somebody, obviously, in the future to come in and take over. But for now, I don't see who gives you better stability in that midfield than Matic out of all the 4 players that we've got to choose from there. And then, in my opinion, look, I've left Pogba out the team. I just got a feeling Rangnick drops him. Maybe he won't do that, but he tried to sort of peg him in there in the last game, and that sounded a bit wrong, didn't it? But you know what I mean? He tried to put him in there in the last game, and it just didn't work out for Paul. Paul's been erratic. We know that throughout his career. Half the time he doesn't turn up, if that. And the last couple of performances have been absolute raw dog shite from him. He needs to be dropped, I think, from this game and give somebody else an opportunity. That only other person is actually Fred. But at least what you're going to get from Fred and Matic is a bit more defensive stability, a bit more battle You know, Fred's obviously more energetic. He's going to be covering the ground. He's going to be nipping at people's heels. And Matic is that cool head as well, but he's also good defensively, also good with the set pieces, defending. He's tall and all that kind of thing. So, look, he may well play Pogba in there. He could go Pogba, Matic. He could even go Frogba and go with Fred and Pogba in the middle of the park. Of course he could. Just got a sneaky little feeling that he's going to go for a duo with Fred and Matic. Don't ask me why. Janie says Pogba and Matic. First class gamer with those Phil Jones emojis. Pogba and Matic makes them, you know, that's the obvious pick, isn't it? Pogba and Matic. Matic is, very good against Watford, more experienced. Pogba, the big name player there, the creative player as well to go alongside Matic. That makes sense, doesn't it? That does actually make sense. Fred and Matic, both more defensive players. Doesn't make that sense, does it? Well, actually, we've been shit defensively recently, and I kind of think that as long as you can get the ball from Matic forward to the, to the other players in front of him, we'll be okay. Just do the basic things right, and he did that really well against Watford. He was the one that was sort of getting us going from the back. So I think he could do that job for us in the game against Spurs. But hey, look, Pogba might well be in there, but based on recent last couple of games, would you play Pogba? I wouldn't. Just because he's Paul Pogba doesn't impress me much, guys. Come on, there's 4 or 5, 6 players who deserve to be dropped from this team. And Bruno Fernandes is one of them too, in my opinion. But I've just got him in there because I think, of course, Rangnick's going to select him. But I think Bruno Fernandes should be dropped from this bloody team based on his recent performances and letting us down and not turning up. Like, people need a fucking reality check at United here, guys. This is fucking Manchester United. If you want to be turning up and playing bang average, don't waste our time. Slabby Maguire exchanging fucking pleasantries with John Stones at the end of the game after getting drubbed up 4-1, covering his mouth, smiling. Fuck off, Slabby Maguire. People like this, they all deserve to be dropped, mate. And so, for that reason, Pogba, you're shite, and you deserve to be dropped, just like anybody else. But I think Rangnick actually will do that, possibly. Right, guys, do you start or bench Paul Pogba? Let me know, guys. Start or bench Paul Pogba? Hey, we got over 100 of you legends in here. Thank you very much for joining us. There's a late one tonight. Late Friday night, quick preview here, guys. Thank you for joining us. I'm absolutely shattered, by the way, so I'm not even sure if I'm doing another stream later on tonight. We shall see. I'll let you guys know. But in all fairness, we might not, so because I'm actually really tired. But also, right, guys, bench or start Paul Pogba? Let me know. The Cake Cadet says bench. Sing Game says bench them all. Bench says Madhouse. J King with those angry emojis. Reserve says Ezio Auditor. Bench and get rid says No Sash Done. I think he will start, says Vincent Bullock. Start, he's got to play good once, says Esberg. Well, you would think that, but he's gone a couple in a row now. He's not exactly set the world alight. Put Pogba in the reserve, says Charlie Anthony. Hey, Wiggy says people thinking Matic can't play 90 minutes is an interesting one to me. He's only 33. It's a fair point, but he is a big unit of a Frankenstein's monster. Then again, he did play, when he played against Watford, didn't he play most of the game against Watford, if not the whole game? I can't quite remember now, but he bossed most of the game. Actually, no, he did get subbed off, didn't he? Did he? I can't remember now. Hey, Vincent Bullock, thank you very much for the likes count. He says we got 76 likes. That's good, guys, but it's not great. Hit that thumbs up button. Let's blitz past 100 likes. Get yourself in there with a cheeky little free like. It might as well. It's free to like. If you're enjoying the show at all, if you're liking the vibe, then smash that like. And also subscribe. If it's your first time here on the channel, make sure you do hit that subscribe button. We cover all the latest United news in a no bullshit, no clickbait way. So get yourself involved with the legends here by subscribing, and also click that post notification bell. Get yourself involved in the live chat. If you're new to the channel, you only need to be subscribed for 1 minute to chat in the live chat. So if you want to ask a question or get yourself involved with the legends, then please do. K Slater, what's going on? He says, I'm going against the crowd and say Pogba needs to play. Explain yourself, K Slater, 23, you legend. Justify yourself. United forever. What's going on there? United forever as well. Says start Pogba and Matic. Okay, that seems to be the popular choice. Who's your 2 midfielders to start in the game tomorrow then, guys? Give it to me. Give it to me raw. So we know McTominay's out. It's either going to be Fred or Pogba and Matic, or Matic and Fred. That's pretty much all it's going to be, unless there's going to be something crazy, a different formation or something different. I would imagine that's what it's going to be. So let us know who your two midfielders are, if it's going to be a 4-2-3-1, that is. Gungshi says, start. Obviously, you don't drop your best players. Really? Pogba, best player? Based on what? What are we basing this on? Okay, fair enough. I know you've got a love, an unnecessary, an unjustified love for Paul Pogba there, Gungshi. I know you do. No, in all fairness, listen, he's good, isn't he? We've waxed lyrical about Paul Pogba's qualities. He's got everything. Only problem is he leaves everything at home more than half the time. That's the problem with him. So it's not really a quality issue. It's a consistency and a turn-up issue. So yeah, that's. I do think Pogba should be dropped, Gungshi. I do. I think a lot of them should be dropped. I think Bruno Fernandes should be dropped, and I think Bruno's a much bigger, better player for Man United than Paul Pogba is. But I think even he deserves to be dropped right now. Because what is he doing based on the last few games? They're not performing. They're missing sitters. They're bottling in. They're not leading the team. They're not driving the team forward. No, they're catching their pants, Gungshi. So it doesn't matter who you are, how big bollocks you think you may be, what your name is, what your wage is, what your price tag is. That matters little to me. What matters to me is performances on the pitch and showing heart, desire, determination, and representing the badge the correct way. And that is the most important thing. I'd rather put a bunch of fucking kids out there. I'd rather have the youth side go out there. At least they're fucking showing a bit of passion. I'd rather put these kids out there playing instead of the bloody melters, prima donnas, pretenders like Paul Pogba. I'm sorry to say, we've seen this guy for 5 or 6 years now. That's enough time to know that he's only going to turn up 40% of the time. Maguire, again, we've seen that guy for a long enough time now to know he's not United quality. So why persevere with these shite? Why? Anyway, sorry, that's just how I feel about it. I know you love Pogba, but I don't consider he is our best player. I don't think he is one of our best players. No, I'm looking at players who are more consistent for us. I want players who are, going to be committed and try their 100% hardest for us. You can't dispute that Fred does that for us. I don't think Fred's as good a player as Paul Pogba, anywhere near it in terms of technicalities. But I tell you what, he tries a lot harder than Pogba. He's much more, dedicated, much more committed. It certainly seems like it, body language-wise, effort-wise. So, that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a bit more fight. For that reason, I have left Paul Pogba out, and I think Rangnick should do that. But by the way, just to re-emphasise, this actually isn't my team. This is not the team that I would want that's on the screen right now. Because, like I say, I would drop a few more players. This is the team that I think Rangnick is going to select. So I think he needs to be dropping Maguire. Pogba's had enough chances, says Wiggy. Yeah, Gungshi, I totally agree. Bruno's been shite for months. He should be dropped as well. But, Pogba did quite well for a couple of games after he came back from injury, and it's just dropped off as it always does. There's no consistency. Other players are able to put the consistency in, but, sometimes. But he's not. Fernandinho is 36. He played 30-plus games a season until last year. Thiago Silva is 37, bossing 90 minutes most games. Matic should start over Pogba 100% for me, says Wiggy. I agree. Matic's recent performance against Watford was enough to say, hey, look at me, I could still do this. I could still give you that solid base to build from and get you going from the back. Win it back, get you going from the back. And he did that time and time again in that game. You have done cake in it, in all fairness, and I've been trying to stick up for Bruno Fernandes for most of this time. And it's just got to the point where you've got to say he needs a reality check. I'm not saying get rid of Bruno. We've seen what he's capable of. I'm sure that quality will come back. I think this season is largely a write-off. We need to hope for a new big change, a new big manager, difference in the summer, something big happening. Different players coming in, 5 or 6, 7 different players coming in, a new look United for next season. That's what we need to hope for. Because, but certainly I don't want to just chuck him away, but I think Bruno needs to be dropped just like anybody else because you can't select players who are not performing. They need to be out of the side. They need to get a reality check and they need to get that hunger in them to go, hey, you know what? They've left me out because I'm actually doing shite, crikey. Unless I want to fall by the wayside and be another bloody Bebe, then I better get my acting gear. And hopefully that would get a reaction out of them. That's what you want to see. Rashford as well, I'm sorry to say. Well, so I've got Alanga starting because it just picks itself, doesn't it? How the bloody hell could Rashford start in this game? Rashford's been trashford for us recently. So interim head coach Ralph Rangnick has said that Marcus Rashford needs to transfer his training ground performances into matches in order to regain a spot in the starting side. So he said this, he said, to play in the same level he trains, Marcus is training well. He's got abundant talent, everything you need for a striker. It's about transforming the training sessions into games. So, that doesn't fill me with confidence that he's going to play him or he's going to have much faith in him. And he's also talking about striker and stuff like that. I just don't think that he deserves to start right now. Rashford, again, is another big high-profile name player who's on huge money at United, and they're all shite. They're all not quite working for us to the degree that we need them to. The body language is wrong. The effort levels is wrong. You know, Rashford, Mr. MBE, Mr. You know, feed the children. I love all that. That's fucking amazing. You know, I can't fault the guy off the pitch. He's a stand-up citizen. He does a lot he's literally feeding millions of kids and stuff, putting you know, motions past in fucking parliament and stuff, this guy. He's not an ordinary footballer, but at the same time, that's what counts the most to me as a Manchester United representative, really, is playing on the pitch. And playing as a player, you've got to play. You know, that extracurricular stuff, that's fine, that's great, but that only carries you so far. And that you've got to perform. You've got to perform on the pitch, and he's not been doing that. So for that reason, he should be dropped as well. These are not character assassinations, guys. I'm not dissing these characters. I'm not saying that Rashford's a bad guy. I'm not saying Bruno's a bad guy. I'm not saying Pogba's a bad guy. I am saying Maguire's a twat. But I'm not saying most of these guys are bad guys. I'm saying they're all fine. Okay? But the problem is, they're not Manchester United calibre. They're not Manchester United quality. They're not Manchester United mentality, guys. Mentality. Okay, so Harry Kane will be out. You know, so Harry Kane, guys, is going to be playing in the game. He's looked a bit better recently, hasn't he? He's a little bit of a danger man for them now. So a little while ago, a couple of weeks ago, we've been quite comfortable facing Harry Kane on paper. But right now, he's doing all right. And also, he's out to break a Premier League record, Wayne Rooney's record of away goals in the top flight. So only Wayne Rooney has struck more away goals in the Premier League. And a brace at Old Trafford would see Kane become the new record holder in that category. I mean, it's a bit of a random record, away goals, but still, Wayne Rooney got 94 away goals in the Premier League. By the way, come on, let's get a cheeky little granny emoji in the live chat for Rooney. No, sorry, let's get a love heart emoji in the live chat for Rooney. I'm just kidding. 94 goals away from home. What a fucking legend. What a fucking legend. Anyway, so Harry Kane, though, he's been in good form. He now boasts 10 goals in 25 appearances in the Premier League. So, look, it's not great. It's not as good as the recent years that we've seen from him. Spurs have been having a shitter of a season. They started poorly. They've had mayors throughout. It's kind of echoing Manchester United season in a lot of ways, really. And Cristiano Ronaldo obviously hasn't met the levels that he's used to, either with goals. But yeah, I mean, 6 of Kane's 10 efforts in the top flight this season have come away from home, taking him to 93 goals in 137 Premier League matches on rival territory. So 137 away games, 93 goals. That's some record, in all fairness, guys. That is a heck of a record. People doubting Kane need to just simply have a look at his goal-scoring record over his career, and he will be answered. And look at this, Kane passed Thierry Henry's Premier League record of 175 goals in the 5-0 win over Everton on Monday, with a 28-year-old now sat 6th in the all-time charts with 176, just one behind Frank Lampard. So, you know, that's going to be... he's got a good chance of breaking it. Shearer, how many Shearer have guys? Was it 260? Round about there. Somewhere like that. Alan Shearer's got the record. I mean, do you think... Let's have a little vote on that one just very quickly. Forget the game tomorrow, because I hope we keep him out of the game. But he is in decent form again right now, right? But I just want to ask you, do you think Harry Kane breaks Alan Shearer's goal-scoring record in the Premier League of all-time goals scored? 260, says Ryan. Nice one. Thought so, yeah. So do you think he does it? Yes or no? What is he, 29 now, is he? I mean, realistically, he's got a very good chance. He's on 175. He'd have to keep the goal-scoring rate up of the last couple of seasons, not this season. The last couple of seasons up for like 5 years. 4 years, 5 years. I don't know. I don't think he's going to do it, actually. I don't know. You never know. He might just play until he's like 38, though. Because, you know, because he can. You know, just go and play for like fucking some absolute bang average team down in the lower part of the league for a few years and just get that record. He might just stick around with an OAP Zimmer frame until he's fucking got that record taking penalties. You know what I mean? So maybe he will do it. Maybe he will do it. Yes, says Kay Slater. Hey, Rushmano, thank you so much. I could see some updates coming through. Rushmano, are you in the chat? I don't know, but what an absolute legend. Thank you so much for giving me some updates. I'm going to look at these in a few moments, lad. Thank you very, very much. Oh, okay. So, interesting. Thank you very much. I'll get onto that in just a moment, actually, because I was going to talk about that very, very shortly. Top man, thank you so much. Right, okay, so just very quickly, guys. So Harry Kane, yeah, nice one. He's a goal scorer. Yeah, nice one. Do one. He's the forward version of Slabby Maguire. We're going to shut him out the game. No worries about it, right? Cristiano Ronaldo. He's our goal scorer. Let's talk about him for a moment, guys. Let's talk about him. So Ronaldo has been in poor form for his high standards. The team has been struggling around him, but he's been struggling within the team, and he's been struggling individually too. Have to say, last couple of games from him, I mean, he's been shy in front of goal, which is so strange for somebody who's such a, what would you say, a sharp shooter. He just bangs them in whenever he gets a chance. Usually, he's such a clutch player, and for him to look a little bit nervous in front of goal is a big worry. He's 37 now. Psychologically, what does that do? You know, all the pressure, all the doubts, and the fact that the team's not exactly a brilliant team around him is an issue. If he'd have slotted into a team like City, maybe he would have a lot more goals, but he hasn't. He's at United. He's got to start producing, firing, and also when you've got a chance put on a plate for you, you've got to take it, and he hasn't really been doing that. But he should be starting, guys. I'm pretty sure he's going to start. I can't see any other formula of the team where Ronaldo doesn't play. He's got to start in the game. This hip flexor issue that he had last time out, I mean, I don't know what that's about, but if he was rested for the City game, he should be fit and ready to go for this one. This is what Rangnick said in regards to Edinson Cavani, though. He said it doesn't make sense to look back at what was happening the last 6 days. Important is that he and Edinson are back in training. I would have thought he is available for tomorrow. We will see with which formation/lineup we go with. So Rangnick did not give anything away. He just pretty much suggested that both Edinson Cavani and Cristiano Ronaldo will both be available. And he didn't suggest that Ronaldo's definitely going to start or anything. But I think he will start, guys. Who do you think he's going to start? Let's say he plays one up front, like a 4-2-3-1. He might play a 4-2-2-2 and have Ronaldo and Cavani up top. I very much doubt it. But let's just say he goes 4-2-3-1. Who's your one striker for you guys? Who would you want to start in the game tomorrow? Ronaldo or Cavani? Just let us know in the live chat. If they're both equally fit, then, which I don't think necessarily Cavani is, but if they've been training and stuff, let me know. Who's your one striker that you think should start? You'd play a 3-5-2, J King. Okay, try and sort of match Tottenham a little bit more. Interesting. But they've been doing like a 3-4-1-2 type thing a little bit more recently under Conte, of course. And use a 4-4-2 Cavani with Ronaldo, says Ale. Interesting. Yeah, well, that's what I was saying. Yeah, I mean, I think that makes a lot of sense. Ronaldo, obviously, says Ryan. K-State says it's not Cavani. He's been on a long-term layoff, so it's Ronnie, says K-State. I think you're right. I think we will see Ronaldo play the majority of the game, and then Cavani probably will feature towards the end of the game, and especially if we need him to feature as well, like if we're in a position where we do need a goal or create something, then I think Cavani will come on. But yeah, I think he'll be starting on the bench myself, I think, too, when Ronaldo starts. JMFC says CR7. Esberg says Ronaldo. Wan-Bissaka has to be left out, says IQ Defcon. Right, okay, yeah. I've gone with Dallo as well. Good point. I didn't even really talk about the right-back spot. I should have done. So Dallo, I think, just based on form, I don't really know what's going on with Dallo. He seems to just be sort of left by the wayside for Rangnick last few games. But I personally think that he's been the performer out of those positions since Rangnick's come in that position. So I would go with Dallo again. Right then, and also on the right-hand side, Jadon Sancho, he has looked good in recent games. Not sensational, obviously, actually, I was going to say not sensational in the last one, but what the fuck am I talking about? It's just because the game I nearly forgot what he did. Jadon Sancho scored that absolute fucking banger, didn't he? Absolute, you know what I mean? Like, Jadon picks himself at this moment in time. He's actually one of the players over the last 6 or 7 games can hold his head up reasonably high and say, you know what, I've actually not let the team down. He actually hasn't. So fair play, Sancho's got to be in there. And then Cristiano Ronaldo at top is the man, isn't he? He's actually the man there. Right then, okay, so Ronaldo's record as well, just wanted to mention this. So he scored 15 times in 30 appearances so far this season for Manchester United. That's not great, is it? He's only struck once in the Premier League since the end of December, though. Only once in the Premier League since the end of December, so he is in need of a goal, man. He is in need of a goal. In terms of how he's done against Tottenham, though, just to try and get a little bit of positivity out of the situation, Ronaldo's faced in Tottenham 19 times. Now, these were many years ago, most of these, but 19 times during his professional career, with 12 of those matches coming in the Premier League, including the reverse league game at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium earlier this season, where he put in an excellent performance, of course. But he's got a record of 13 wins, 5 draws, and 1 defeat against Spurs, scoring 11 goals and registering 6 assists. So that's pretty fantastic. In 19, 11 goals and 6 assists in 19 against Spurs. So Ronnie likes playing against Spurs. That's all I'm saying. It's just a little bit of an omen. You can't really say much about it really other than it bodes well. But he has struggled. He has really, really struggled to get anything going this season. So I just hope that we hear a couple of soos in the game tomorrow. We see Ronaldo have a really great display. But he's still understood to be Rob Dawson from ESPN reporting earlier on today, that Cristiano Ronaldo is yet to make a decision on whether he will stay at Man United next season. That's reported by Rob Dawson from ESPN. So, have to wait and see what goes on there. But hopefully, depends on top four, doesn't it? If he really wants to add to his Champions League tally before he retires, he needs Champions League football. It's as simple as that. If he wants another chance of winning the Champions League, which is what he wants to win, I mean, he is Mr. Champions League. I believe he's got 5, hasn't he? Is it 5 Champions Leagues? 1 at United, 4 at Real? 5 Champions League trophies? Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's just straight up insane. And if he wants to add to those goals and stuff, he can't be playing in Europa League. Anyway, in terms of some match facts quickly for the game tomorrow. Actually, before I do, interim head coach Ralf Rangnick, just quickly for you guys getting in here, quick injury update at the end. Interim coach Ralf Rangnick has said that Luke Shaw will be unavailable for Saturday's game, but also Raphael Varane will be back after having COVID. He's been back in training this week and is set to be available for 20-time English champions against Conte's Scummers. Luke Shaw will miss out, but Varane's back. Scott McTominay also expected to be out with a calf injury. Let me just quickly get on to some of this stuff then that I want to just talk about quickly. Then we're going to get into some of the latest updates. But we've got some head-to-head information here. Man United can make it 3 consecutive league games against Tottenham for the first time since a run in April 2009-2010. So we beat them twice in a row. We can beat them again. Spurs have suffered 37 Premier League defeats to Manchester United. No side has beaten them more in the division. So over the years, no side has battered up Spurs more than we have. That's a good omen. But we've also gone 3 games without a win in all competitions, though. 2 draws and a loss. It's our worst run since they went 6 without victory between September and October 2019. Yeah, I mean, these stats don't really... Spurs are going to get whipped up, guys. That's what it comes down to. Tottenham are the whipping boys for Manchester United, and it doesn't matter if we're in a slump and they're doing well. It doesn't really matter. What matters is it's United versus Spurs, and we will spank them. It's written in the stars, my friends. Get your score predictions in there then, dudes, if you're just joining us. If you didn't get a chance right at the start of the stream when we did them, get your score predictions in the live chat. Please do let us know what you think. I'm actually going for a cheeky 1-0. And that doesn't really make sense right now with how shite we've been. And we conceded 4 in the last game. Spurs have scored 9 in the last 2 games. I've just got a strange feeling we're going to shut them out with a different look backline and hopefully dominate them. Conte is dangerous. Well, that's true, Ryan. That's true. I mean, it's a different look Spurs this time around than it was last time we played them. Guys, we still haven't hit 100 likes. You what? Bacon Brigade, assemble! Do us a favour if you're just joining, guys. Drop that like button. It's free. It ain't going to hurt you. Smash that thumbs up and give it a share as well on social media if you haven't. And also give it a, give it a cheeky little subscribe if it's your first time on the channel. Get yourself involved in the live chat as well. We want to hear from you. Okay, so 1-0 says Edgar. 4-1 says Drew, 2-0 says Gary Butler, 1-1 says Ryan, 2-1 says Kerry E, 2-1 says Owen, 3-2 says Marty. Most of you feeling positive that we're going to win the game. I love that. Get in there. Come on. Right, hang on. Let me just have a look at this then, dudes. I just want to talk about these updates. Matty Rushmana has just sent me through a couple of updates. Right, okay. Interesting. So just a quick update here. Let's have a look at these Fabrizio Romano updates. There's been an update this evening from Fab. Let's give you the update. 10:38 p.m. Fabrizio Romano has tweeted a quote from Ralf Rangnick, which says this: Thomas Tuchel is the manager of Chelsea right now. There are issues now around the ownership of this club. To speculate about him being a candidate for the job here in the summer doesn't make sense. Okay, so that's quite... it's interesting. I mean, Thomas Tuchel being linked heavily to Manchester United with what's going on with Chelsea, with Roman Abramovich obviously having his assets frozen and certain sanctions put up against him, and the sale of the club being halted at this moment in time as well, with it being frozen. So, this situation at Chelsea is, it's fucking awesome, guys. I'm loving what's happening at Chelsea. You know what? I really hope, and this is no disrespect to any Chelsea fans. I know we've got a few that watch, and yeah, you've had a good period of success. But you're going to hate what I say, but it's all been bought success. Chelsea's just a fucking cup team. Go back to the fucking, De Hoy days or whatever, go back to the Leboff days and stuff, mate. Good teams. Go back to the early 90s, the 90s, Gianluca Vialli and all this. Good teams, passionate teams. Yeah, good, honest teams. I liked Chelsea back then. I actually liked Chelsea. They actually had fucking character back then. I actually fucking liked Chelsea back then, in a way. Not anymore, because they just bought their success, and Roman Abramovich obviously has done that with dirty money as well a lot of the time, mate. Sorry to just say it, dirty money, dirty, filthy, rancid money that has been bought by Chelsea. You've basically just bought your success with filthy money over the years. And so it doesn't hurt me one bit to see Chelsea hopefully fall off over the next few years, maybe go back to being that cup team who just pops up every now and again and does something in the cup, but is generally shy. That is what I would love to see. I think that we're due that, man. Because it's just so annoying. All these Newcastle United at it now. There's so many different clubs at it. It's just spoiling things. Though, fair enough. I mean, look, they've had success. They've won some good stuff. But I mean, they have. What is true though is that is true. I mean, they're talking about that in the government, so it's not just me saying that. A lot of this money going into the club, a lot of this money, in the going through the government from Russia, it's filthy, guys. It's filthy in one way or another. So, yeah, got to be honest. I do think that Chelsea are going to have a bit of a downturn depending on what happens now. Of course, if they do get another super oligarch billionaire rich owner who's going to come in and do exactly the same thing that Roman's done, then they'll be absolutely fine. And it does present a pretty good position for somebody who's a super rich oligarch to come in, because they can quite simply get it at a slightly cut price whenever it does become available for sale again. Not now, because his assets have been frozen and all that kind of stuff. But at some point, whoever can buy it may be able to get it at a cut price. So it might be actually a genuine, huge fan or somebody that does manage to buy it. I know there's about 20 different people who are proposing taking over the ownership of Chelsea Football Club at this moment in time. So they might get a good owner, or they might get fucking absolute twat like Mike Ashley, which is what they deserve. Yeah, and that's another point. Esberg hope Chelsea don't find a buyer. Well, we don't know the situation at Chelsea and how it's going to play out in the long term. So things could change. This could be a long, protracted thing where it takes a long, long time. So, yeah, this could spell a bit of disaster for Chelsea, and it's no less than they deserve. Right, we also have an update on Rashford, guys, which has just come in 10 minutes ago. I want to get this up on the screen as well. Thank you, Rushmano, by the way. Absolute lad for sending me these giving me the live update. So I'll just get this one up on the screen so you can see what's been said. But basically what it says is Rangnick on Rashford's future here. And it says this, guys. So we've got Rangnick on Rashford future. Let me just move the team and make it a bit smaller there. Rangnick on Rashford future. The window is closed right now. Even in case, suppose Rashford and his agents or his family at one stage of the summer think about maybe going to another club, well, then he can do that. But in the summer, not now. Oh, let's digest this one, folks. So, quotes from Ralph Rangnick coming in here when asked about Rashford. The window is closed right now, even in case, suppose Rashford and his agents or his family at one stage of the summer think about maybe going to another club. Well, then he can do that, but in the summer, not now. Well, yeah, I mean, this doesn't really insinuate much. I mean, personally, there is a possibility that he leaves in the summer. He has been doing jank for Manchester United this season. If he continues to play like he has done the last couple of months for the rest of the season, most people will want him to leave the club, I think, because he's not showing the heart and traditions of a proper Manchester United player at this moment in time. Previous seasons he has done. We went through that the other day at length about the qualities that Rashford has, and actually looking at the stats that he's put up, both goals and assists in the Premier League over the last 3 seasons before this one. This season's shite. But before this season, respectable stats from Marcus Rashford. Good development for a young player. It seems to have fallen off a cliff, though. Now, I personally think with a new manager coming in the summer, with a new approach, with new players around him as well, maybe a different change of mentality, tactics, a changing of the guard at United effectively here in a lot of ways. Rashford could come good again and still have a ridiculously good future in the game. I still think he's got bags of talent and bags of potential as well for the future, and I think we would be foolish to let him go. Having said that, if he wants to go and PSG come knocking and they're prepared to pay him a huge amount of money and he wants to go and play with that Galactico team over there with Messi and all the rest of it and get paid more than anybody else will pay him, and they want to pay 70, 80, 90 million pounds, whatever it may take to buy him, which I think is at least what it would take to buy a player like Marcus Rashford, then that's a possibility. You can't rule it out. And all Rangnick's saying here is look, the window's shut right now. There's no point talking about players going. I mean, in fairness, Ralph Rangnick probably has zero say in the future of Marcus Rashford anyway, because he's going into a consultancy role. We don't know how large that consultancy role is going to be. We don't know if it's going to be overseeing, contract extensions and transfers. We don't exactly know at this moment in time. We think he will have an input in, recruitment and that kind of thing. But the new manager, whoever that may be in the summer, because Rangnick's very unlikely to stay here unless he wins the Champions League, whoever it may be, Ten Hag, Pochettino, or, as we've mentioned, there's even now talks of Thomas Tuchel at Chelsea because of their situation. Because of that manager is going to have to come in and utilise the squad that they want to utilise, get rid of the players they want to get rid of, and sign the players they want to sign. And so there's no point of talking about Marcus Rashford going anywhere at this moment. He's contracted until, I think, 2023 with an option for an extra year. And so for that reason, it's like, well, the new manager will assess it in the summer. Whoever is coming in will decide on the Rashford situation and make the necessary decision whether or not they want to keep him for the way they're going to play. And if they rate him enough to go with him and stick with him, or if they want the 70 to 80 to 90 million pounds, maybe more, who knows, that PSG would be willing to pay to take him if it is indeed PSG that he would be going to. So we have to wait and see there, guys. But I just think Marcus Rashford, at this moment, he needs to be dropped. His future, there's no point discussing it until the summer. It's going to be a hot topic in the summer because of the situation with his contract running out 2023, but also the gashness of his performances and how sort of away from the level, the standard that he's looked. So if he continues down that path with how he's been playing, then yeah, he probably will leave in the summer. But I still hope he turns it around. Okay, nice one. Right, Matt Rush, the next thing, let's have a look at the next thing then, sir. So, Matty Rush sending me all sorts of updates here. What a top man. So Matt Rush says there's an expected player exodus from Chelsea. Lots of players want out. Apparently, Real Madrid are now interested in Reece James from Chelsea. So, a few high-profile players been linked with other clubs. Obviously, Antonio Rudiger is linked to Manchester United at this moment in time. We could do a lot worse, in all fairness. So, yes, this is what Rangnick also said. He said the transfer window is closed. Sorry, that's the Rashford quote. He said, I can only repeat myself. He says, I like Marcus Rashford as a player. I have had a few in the past in former clubs where they had problems at one stage. But it's our job to help him, to get the best Marcus Rashford that he can be. So, obviously you don't just want to chuck Marcus away just because he's had a bit of a dodgy season. And he has done. This whole season has been poor for 6 or 7 months now. Since he's come back from his injury, he's just not like the same Marcus Rashford. So I am very disappointed for him because he was progressing well, but you can't just chuck him away. You've got to put your arm around him. You've got to nurture him. You've got to try and get him back on the right track because he's still got bags of potential. It's either going to go one or two ways. He either learns from this, he either overcomes a bit of adversity and overcomes the criticism and the doubt and the pressure and lives up to it and improves and gets better and eats that pressure for breakfast, or he turns into the next sort of like Danny Welbeck or someone like that, someone who's just a bit of a journeyman. A journeyman type player. That's what's going to happen. You can't really. It's one or the other. Right. Okay. So last couple of final updates, guys, and I'm going to get into the live chat for a Q&A. Once again, drop that like button if you're just joining us. Help us compete with the clickbait merchants and the corporation channel. Smash the like, smash the sub up. Get involved in the chat here. Yes, and more reports coming out that Manchester United are monitoring the Thomas Tuchel situation. And a lot of pundits, a lot of people suggesting that, United should be going for Tuchel. I saw Jamie Carragher talking about yesterday, saying that, United need to pounce now while we can. If with this situation at Chelsea, now there's a manager who's quality, who's got Premier League experience, who's won a Champions League, who's doing well again with Chelsea at this moment, or, certainly has had an okay season with them. Not a great season, but an okay season with them. And he's up there, looking for top four and that kind of thing. There's a proven manager who could go and get. And I sort of agree, but also I like Ten Hag. I do think Ten Hag is a very exciting manager because, he's somebody that has a certain style about him as well, which is what maybe is befitting of Manchester United. We're talking about an attacking total football, maybe, Dutch style that he brings to the table, which I would love to see Manchester United play. If we could play an attacking total Dutch football style to an effective degree, that's the sort of way we should be playing our football. Play it beautiful, attack, that kind of thing. So, and as a great team unit as well. So, somebody like that would be great. Now, it's a big step up and all the rest of it, but Ten Hag, I like him. It's a bit of a risk, but he's also a quality player, guys. Manager, because he's got got them playing very, very well in the Champions League. You can see how good this team play. They have a certain style about them, and he's doing it with, realistically, not the biggest budget, but he's just sort of nurturing. There's a lot of talent coming through. His youth development is very impressive as well, like developing players and creating great players. So you've got to say he would be somebody that would be good for both the youth, and the general sort of tactics at this team. First class Davis says, you had that Dutch style with LVG. Oh, come on. Louis van Gaal did not play the total football tactics. He played the crap-tastic football. Come on. You like these players to be horny, and he's not liking players to have masturbation before games. A night before, no Tommy Tank. Like these players to have big balls going into game and be horny. This is his only instruction. He has no total football instruction. No, but Louis van Gaal, there's nothing total football about Louis van Gaal's tactics, mate, was there? There's nothing total football about that. The only thing total about that was totally bloody depressing. That sidey pass gash mess. Oh, don't take me back to those days. Even that seems decent compared to now, though. You know what I mean? He won a fucking FA Cup, guys, remember? You know what I mean? Like, even Louis with that crabtastic team still won us a fucking trophy, guys. Didn't he? Whereas, this side is so gashed these days because even Louis van Gaal's Man United side would probably beat this United side right now, wouldn't they? Let's have a little vote in the live chat. Who wins? Who wins on an average day? Louis van Gaal's Man United or this current Man United? I think it's pretty easy. I'm going to be honest. This team is so disjointed. This ain't even a team. This doesn't even resemble a team really at this moment. So I would say LVG's wins. Yeah, Case later, and yet Van Gaal won a trophy. Exactly. Van Gaal was better than Ollie and Rangnick combined. Well, as a manager, as an overall manager with experience and what he's achieved in the game, oh, absolutely. His achievements in the game speak for themselves. But at United, I don't know if he was necessarily the right fit for United. He did have us playing he did some questionable stuff, guys. He had us playing like, a few at the back there, playing total Dutch, crabtastic defensive football, giving debuts to Donald Love on Valentine's Day for the Bants and stuff. I don't really think, he was fantastic for us either, but he did give a lot of youngsters opportunities. Hey, Eddie's Football Waffle, what's going on, mate? Hope you're doing well there, Eddie's Football Waffle. How you doing? What's your prediction for the game, lad? All good here, says Primot. Hope you're good. Get in there, Primot. How you doing as well, Primot? Nathan Buckley, I don't think I am going to do any FIFA tonight, guys. Sorry to disappoint. I'm so shattered. I'm really tired. I need to just, I need to just go to sleep. Honestly, I'm super shattered, guys. I apologize. I got up early, been doing chores around the house and stuff, and I'm melted, dudes. I'm sorry to disappoint. We're going to get bang on it tomorrow and Sunday, though. But anyway, let's get into the Q&A now. Oh, wait a sec. We've got a couple more updates from Rush Mano. Thank you so much, Rushy. What a legend. Oh, yes, okay. So, Jadon Sancho. Oh, Jadon Sancho, listen to this. Listen to this. Jadon Sancho quotes as saying this. I'd met Jesse Lingard, Marcus Rashford, Harry Maguire, and Luke Shaw. They always said, come to United. So it sounds like a lot of these players, at United have been sort of tapping up their England teammates. Could we be seeing Declan Rice tapped up by these players? Because Declan Rice is a player heavily linked to Manchester United in this summer as well. I wonder if Declan will be on his way in this summer. What do you think? Okay then, guys. So let's get into the live chat. Really appreciate you all getting in here. Thank you so much for coming in the preview tonight on Friday night here. Bit of a late preview tonight. Sorry for it being so late. We usually do it a bit earlier, about 9 p.m. We didn't go on until after 10. So very, very late tonight. But thanks for joining. Once again, drop that like. Let's see if we can get 150 likes. Get yourselves in the live chat now. Q&A time. If you want to ask a question or get your opinions in, your thoughts in about anything we've discussed, then please do have your say and get in there. Hey there, Robin. What's going on? Dave Keating, Salty Air, CJ's Bullies. Ashley Bailey, hello, says the players weren't built to play total football. Louis Van Gaal was building utility players, and they weren't up for it. Fair play to you, Ashley Bailey, lad. Fair play to you. I mean, compared to now, it is actually better in a lot of ways. Defensively, it was a heck of a lot better, wasn't it? With like Chris Schmaldong at the back there at the time, doing some okay things. LVG says, Hoopman, first class gamer, no such done. Alta Vitam. They all think the LVG era team would beat this current team. That's sad, isn't it? Because that LVG team was quite depressing in its own way. It really was. We did win an FA Cup, though, but it still was quite depressing. Yeah, CJ's Buddies, I am shagged, mate. I'm absolutely shagged. I think it's going to be a tight game against Spurs as overflow. It feels wrong having the night off, guys. It does. On a Friday night, it feels absolutely wrong. But I need it tonight, guys. I think it's going to be a tight game against Spurs as overflow. To Eddie's football officer's question. Pigo, did you say how you think Conte will shape up tactics park in the past? No, I mean, obviously he's going to continue with the 3-4-1-2 formation, I'm guessing. And, probably... I mean, I can't imagine they're going to be playing like they did in the last two games where they've won 4-0 and 5-0. I think they'll probably set up to be counter-attacking defensive, super defensive, and just try and snatch something on the counter-attack. I can't imagine they're going to go gung-ho and try and get 5 goals banged against us. So, who really sort of knows? But it's interesting. Maybe they'll just go for it. Maybe they'll see vulnerabilities at United's backline. It's not a fortress anymore, Old Trafford. If you're a team going to Old Trafford, it's not necessary. You can get at United right now, is what I'm saying. So if they did approach us with a bit more of an attacking mentality, it might cause us a few issues, Sorry, so read last comment. What did that say? Hang on, where's your last comment here? John Layton. Oh, okay. He says, LVG is only good for 4 weeks. Brilliant tournament manager, says John Layton. Yeah, absolutely. Did some fantastic things with that Dutch team in the World Cup as well, remember. Johnny says Spurs will beat us. That's a bit depressing, John. That's a bit defeatist, mate. Primot says Bellingham. Now, there's an answer to our future, mate, in my opinion. Yeah, I think that's the player, mate. That's the player we should go on and sign. LVG loved his players to be horny, as he used to say. It's important to be horny. Absolutely, Charlie Anthony, mate. He knows. We don't want the weak niche. They don't have the floppy legs, the spaghetti legs. When we go into game, they need to be horny. We need my players to be horny. So, yeah, he likes them to have a stroopwafel and not have a Tommy Tank before the game. The game is Saturday, Nathan Buckley. It's Saturday at 5:30, lad, tomorrow. Oh, yeah, Ashley Bailey says, and we won the City games, and that Juan Mata volleyball at Anfield. Good times with LVG. Hey, fair play to you, mate. That Juan Mata volley was a creamer, wasn't it? In off the post, lad. Alex Walker, no, we're not doing that read last comment thing anymore. Oh, okay, he says, Pig, admit it, you are addicted to Gran Turismo. I am addicted to Gran Turismo at the moment, dude. I must say, what a game. Okay, J King, I'll check that out after the stream, my lad. Absolutely, Ashley says, Ryan... think De Gea will keep the score down. I say a draw, says Janie. Yeah, Eddie's football officer says, Piggy, yeah, I think it is defo hard to read. I'm waiting for Atletico already, mate. I think that's the only way to qualify, win the Champions League. Fair point, yeah, we needed to win against the teams that we drew against before the City game. Never mind that drubbing against City. We needed to win against the teams we should be beating, and we didn't. That's why we're going to not get top 4 this season. But, yeah, Champions League seems to be our only way. Can we win that, though? I mean... I suppose stranger things have happened. We're still in it. The beauty of the Champions League is you can win it. We only need to win a few more games, and we've won it. Simple as that. If you win a few more games, how many games is it? So there's 2 in the next round, and then 2 in the semis, and then the final. So 5 more. Anyway, not that many more games. You just have to turn up on those individual games. You don't necessarily need to have even brilliant form over the course of a long time. It's just on that day... When you turn up for your fixture, you've got to perform. So for that reason, we do have a chance. But it's still unlikely. Probably not, cool homies, lad. Probably not, sir. Atkins 21, what's going on? He says, Evening Pig, where is the mighty shirt? Oh, it's in the wash, dude. The Atkins 21 shirt is in the wash, yeah. CJ's buddies. Hey, Stefan Harringtonia, what's going on, mate? How you doing? What's happening? Hello. Well, welcome in, boss. Yeah, not much. Just chilling out here, dude. CJ's buddy says Van Gaal was good for United and he has actually had us playing decent for a good while. I watched every home game at United ground that season. MK Dons only had 3,000 seats available for them. Oh, CJ's buddies. You know what? I can't pretend that I enjoyed the football under Louis van Gaal because I really didn't. I mean, he did do quite well though. Like in some ways, like he did win a cup with Manchester United. Was it? Yeah. He did win the FA Cup. So, but it wasn't the United way again. Still though. But compared to what we've got now, I'd take it. I would take it. Failed to win the UCL and the season's been an almighty failure. Spot on, yeah, because unless we do manage to clutch top 4 somehow. And even then it's been a failure, but at least we've still got the objective of what we needed. Because for keeping older players next season and also signing players next season, we need Champions League football. Seriously, says on positive, we are creating chances, so let's hope our front line find form tomorrow. Spot on, seriously. Yeah, it's not really been an issue of, well, actually against City we couldn't create jack shit, but before that, against the other teams we played, we did actually create a lot of chances, just couldn't finish them off. 130 likes, get in there, Eddie's Football Waffle. Thank you everyone for hitting the like button. Let's get 150. The singing section in corner is a good place to get a seat. Very loud, those are CJ's. Nice. Soon Ronaldo says United need Real Madrid's mentality the other day, especially, says Soon Ronaldo. Yes, Johnny says, apart from the Champions League fixtures, just play youth. That would do some justice to us fans. What a great comment, Johnny. I'm just going to pin that to the top, mate, because I actually really agree with you, mate. I think now's the time. Like people like Bruno Fernandes, people like Paul Pogba, people like Marcus Rashford, people like Harry Maguire. These guys need a reality check. What better reality check is it than to drop them to the bench and give their place to a kid who's actually hungry and might perform, but probably would perform better than them because they got something to prove and maybe playing with a bit less fear, you know, coming into the side a bit more free. Whereas all these guys, they've got huge pressure on their shoulders and they seem to be melting under that pressure. So I actually agree with you, mate. Potch is a toss pot, says AJ for the win. Yeah, Eddie says, I hear you, Piggo. LVG was boring half the time, but at least it was organised footy. Very true, mate. Yeah, you can't really say that he didn't do a decent job. He did do a decent job, but we just needed to. I mean, that's it. You knew something was wrong. Not many people get sacked after winning an FA Cup. Obviously, we didn't get the Champions League and stuff, but you know that's not exactly the usual way you get sacked, is it, by winning the FA Cup? So it just goes to show you there was fundamental issues stylistically with the way we're going about things, and we did need a change. Atkins 21, the next United legend, can score like Rooney and cross like Ronaldo. Oh dear. The top 8 is ours. Let's celebrate, says Madhouse. Ronaldo out, says Shomaful. Okay, well, there's another one. Ronaldo out. So, yeah, okay, ordinary, I would say maybe Ronaldo should be dropped also. But who do we actually have to go in there and play in that position? Because Alanga, I think, should be playing instead of Rashford. So, for that reason, you know, we don't have the forward players. Greenwood's obviously, well, we know he's not available right now. We let Martial go out on loan. So, who have we really got? We've only got Cavani, Ronaldo. Cavani didn't look exactly great before his injuries. He had a couple of recent performances, looked bang average. So, you know, I don't think there's, on ordinary, I'd say, okay, maybe drop Ronaldo too. But Ronaldo got dropped in the last game for a start, whether that's a hip flexor issue or not. So he's had a game out. We know Ronaldo's the ultimate, consummate professional. He's going to give it his all. That doesn't justify his place in the team just because he's going to give it his all. But I believe that right now, this moment in time, he's probably the best guy we can start in this game to get us the win, hopefully. He's still the clutch go. Listen, a lot of people doubting Ronaldo. I will not doubt Ronaldo until I've seen him perform the way he has over the last, couple of months for a long time, for like a year or so. I will not doubt him. All players go through patches of having a few months where they're poor. And listen, I've watched Ronaldo in recent games for Portugal or for Juventus or for United even, in a lot of good games, do some amazing things. He's still capable. He's still more than capable, guys. He's still a thoroughbred. He's just slowing down a little bit, though. He's just getting older. He's just not quite as sharp. He's not quite as confident. He's not quite as good. But he's still good. I mean, anybody who says Ronaldo should be dropped, really based on who we've got available, I just think it would hurt the team. I think it'd hurt the team. Hey, great shout, K Cadet. Well, give them the youngsters an opportunity. It's not a bad shout, man. I'd rather see that. Rooney should be brought back to United. I said when Ronaldo came back, it would have been... Rooney could still do a job, mate. Honestly, we could do a lot worse than Wayne Rooney. I love what Wayne Rooney said about... there was some interview I watched where he just was asked about, training. Does he still train or whatever with Derby? And he said, yeah, he knocks it about a bit in training and stuff. And he said that he actually still feels he'd be the best player there if he played. He said if he still played, he feels like he would be the best player there. And obviously he would be, because he was a fucking worldie. He's still only 30. What is he now? 35, 34? It's not even that old. Like, he could still do a good standard job, Wayne Rooney. We're talking about one of the best players of his generation here. And so for that reason, yeah, he probably could still do a better job than half of these pretender melters. Although towards the end of his time at Manchester United, he was a little bit hit and miss himself, let's be fair. Ryan says, what was your order from McDonald's? I just literally got some dessert stuff, mate, in tonight. Thanks for noticing. Supposed to be on a diet, mate. You know what I mean? But just a McFlurry and a couple of milkshakes for the peeps, you know, for me mum and Mrs. P, you know, a couple of milkshakes and McFlurry for Mrs. P also. We went with dessert. I'm on a diet, guys. So I got a Coke Zero. This is a Coke Zero, actually. Oh, dear. Anyway, Ryan says, nice. Oh, you know what, Chrissy J? I'm sorry to disappoint. I don't think I'm going to do a FIFA stream tonight, Chrissy J. I'm absolutely shattered, mate. Not had much sleep. I had a couple hours sleep last night, and mate, I'm just so shattered. I don't think I could bring myself to do one, mate. Honestly, we're going to go in there raw tomorrow and the next day, though. I know it's not right, is it? Not doing a stream on a Friday is wrong. But there you go. I'm melting. We'll see how I am after I finish this stream, guys. Chrissy J, though, thank you for getting in. What a legend. Oh, no, Alex. Got Silver Stars and Lango in my ultimate team of FIFA. Nice, Dave. Hey, Rui Rodriguez, how you doing? He says, hey, Pig, just came to give a like. Who will finish in the Champions League? Who will finish in the Champions League between Arsenal and Man United? Oh, in the Champions League spots for top four. So, because obviously Arsenal aren't in the fucking Champions League this year. So you obviously mean who will finish in the Champions League spots? Top four. So... I think Arsenal, bud. I do think Arsenal. I'm so sorry to say that, guys. I mean, I still think there's a good possibility that they bottled it, because this is Arsenal we're talking about, and they are classic bottle merchants. But you look at the run of fixtures that Manchester United have got. We got some very tough games, and I don't see us winning the majority of those tough games based on what we've done in the recent games. So I'm just trying to be realistic. It's not that I think we're incapable of winning those games, because we can, but it's nothing to suggest that we can go on a run and win most of the games now until the end of the season. Whereas Arsenal are looking a bit better. They're starting to get a bit of a run together, and they've also got an advantage on us that they've played they've played less games. They've got games in hand. So if you look at the table right now, Arsenal are in top four, 1 point above Manchester United, who are in 5th place. But Arsenal have 3 games in hand on Manchester United. Arsenal have 3 games in hand on Man United. Now, we've still got to play Arsenal, so that game will have a big impact on that. And that could take it down to, 2 games in hand. But if you look at Man United's fixtures going into the end of the season, I'll just do a quick rundown very quickly. We are not looking too good, because it's a tough run of fixtures we've got. So we've got to play Tottenham tomorrow. Then we've got Atletico in the Champions League, but we're just on the Premier League next. We've got Liverpool, which has been postponed anyway, but that's going to be rearranged. So Liverpool still to play. Leicester, Everton, Norwich, Arsenal, Brentford, Brighton, Chelsea, and Crystal Palace. I think, a lot of those games are really tough games. We'd have to win we'd have to win almost all of the games we've got left, I think, to finish top 4 personally. And I don't see us doing that. Yeah. 3 games in hand. That's the problem, Stefan. They've got 3 games in hand. And what's Arsenal running looking like then? So just out of interest, Arsenal fixtures, because I haven't looked at Arsenal's fixtures. Maybe they've got a horrendous fixture list as well at the end of the season. So they've got Leicester at home. So they've got Leicester at home, then Liverpool at home, then Villa away, then Crystal Palace away, then Brighton at home, then Southampton away, then Man United at home, then West Ham away, then Leeds United at home, then Newcastle away, then Everton at home. So you know what? They haven't got an easy. It's not an easy run-in. They've got some tough games in there, Hey, look, Arsenal can absolutely bottle this. Well, this is classic. Arsenal are classic bottle merchants. They could easily bottle it. I could see Leicester beating them, in all fairness. Arsenal are a better formed team at the moment than Leicester, but I could still see it happening. I could see Liverpool beating them. I could see Brighton getting some points off them even. Man United, if we beat them on that game, that opens things up again. Newcastle United at home, I could see maybe getting some points off of them. Eddie Howe's doing well. They're on a good run. They're getting better towards the end of the season, growing stronger. You never know. Arsenal v Everton. I don't know. I think Arsenal are going to get top 4. I do. I do think Arsenal top 4, Man United 5th. Let's ask the live chat. Who do you think finishes 4th in the Premier League this season and clutches that final Champions League spot? That's if Chelsea do get 3rd. Oh, I know, Chrissy J. Well, I might still do one, mate. Let me think about it. I might just get coffee down or something. I don't know. I'm not ruling that out entirely. In fact, I better get off pretty soon, though, so just in case. But we've not managed a decent run in 28 games. Can't see us winning 4 or 5 games on the trot. You'd sooner we'd finished 8th and miss out on the Conference League, says Dan Davey. That's actually a decent shout. Yeah, who wants to be in that Conference League shite? Great call. Yeah, you'd want to miss that altogether, wouldn't you? I agree. Screw the Europa League. Tough games apart from the Norwich. Joe, I'm here. What's going on there, Raj Dillon? Hello there, bro. Hello. Diogo Santos, what's going on? Few injuries for Arsenal and they're done, says Ryan. Sing games as Van der Beek knocked off the ball for the Spurs 3rd, subbed off 59 minutes. Not looking good for Van der Beek in the Prem. Spurs coming in this on a very good win, says Sing Games. Well, it's been a mixed bag for Donny at Everton so far, actually. But yeah, no, fair enough. I mean, he hasn't had much of a chance still. Not sure yet, Ethan. Thank you, cool homie. Says, keep smashing those like buttons. Thank you very much. Oh, shit, we're only 8 likes away from 150. Do get that like smashed. Hit the thumbs up. Loves Pigs Wishing. Arsenal 4, says Stefan. Arsen Holland, says Gungshi. Arsen Holland says United Forever. So Arsenal says Madhouse and Demooch Baby. Arsenal prop says Ben Roper. I agree. Sadly, I agree. Right then, guys. Okay. Sam Nixon says, come on, Pig, do a few FIFA games. I might do, mate. I might do, all right? I might do. I'm actually shattered, dudes. It might have to be a super quick stream if I do one. You know, if I do. All right, okay, we're going to wrap this one up here then, guys. Thank you so much to all you bloody legends for tuning into this preview for the game. That is the preview for the game right there. I hope you enjoyed it. Really appreciate you all getting in here. Sorry if I missed any in the live chat. I'll try to keep on top of it, read as many of you legends' comments out as possible. Yeah, Dan Cotter, Chelsea no more. Have it. Pure fucking vintage says Spurs 4th win for us tomorrow 3-1. GT7 says Sing Games. Hey, no worries. Rude Rodriguez as well. Thank you, Rui. Thank you, Stefan. Thank you, Matata. No such done. The Cake Cadet. JR. Kate Slater as well. Piggy peer pressure in the game and love to see it. Don't know yet. Keep a lookout. Watch this space, guys. Thank you, Stefan. Great seeing you also, mate. Thank you so much for watching. Raj Dillon, Susan Lively Sue as well. Take care. Thank you so much. Just get some rest. See, Susan being nice there. Susan realising that pigs need their rest too sometimes. Susan, thank you for watching. Great show. Thank you, Eddie's Football Waffle. Much love, my friend. Yes, I'm not going to host those football fan panels. No, they're just for actually fans to come on and get other people's opinions. Like I've said about 18 times, you know. But yeah, no, they're for other people's opinions. I literally want other people on those shows. That's the purpose of them. Because, you know, I do a lot of, obviously, a lot of people know what my opinions are on here. I'm more of a monologue guy. Stefan, I will get on some at some point, but no, they're actually for they're basically different fans' opinions to mine, is what I want on those shows. Anyway, Ashley Bailey says, Piggo, you get some rest. I will do, Ashley Bailey. Thank you so much, Ashley Bailey, for getting in here, lad. I really appreciate you watching and being a member of the channel, lad. Thank you so much for supporting the channel, dude. That goes for every single one of the members as well. All the legends with the badges next to their name. Thank you so much for being members. Eddie's Football Waffle, Ashley Bailey, Sin Games, Kate Cadet, Gungshi, all these legends. Thank you, Raj Dillon. Thank you, JR, Dave Keating, JMUFC. I know, Eddie, I know. But I will try and get on there at some point. But the idea of those shows is just to get sort of extra content with different fans on. But I know what you're saying. But they're to sort of help me out on the channel, those. Vincent Billy says, I'm going to the match, Pig. Hey, get in there, Vincent. We'll have a look out for the guy with the massive face. I'll try and keep a lookout for you there, Vincent Bullock, lad. Callum Gill says, oh, Piggy, if you've got to go away. Go put your trotters up and watch Red Dwarf. Thank you, Primot, lad. Thank you so much. Look, I'm not ruling it out. I'm going to consult my my coffee mug in a minute and just see what's going on, okay? Thank you, Olsen. Olsen862 as well. Ollie Reynolds, Matata, Shomaful, Craigie D, Primot, Jarvis Cocker, JR, thanks to all the moderators. Vincent Bullock, Ben Roper, Joe Pringle as well. Jake O'Donnell, Raj Dillon, Zhao Cabral as well. Much love to you, bro. 133. Hey, it would be awesome, wouldn't it, Zhao? If we somehow managed to win the Champions League, it would be so mental. It would kind of be like when Chelsea won it, you know, back when they had Fernando Torres in their team. Back in those days when Roberto Di Matteo was the manager. It'd be kind of as insane as that. Obviously, they won it last season. That was pretty insane too. FIFA tonight? Not so sure, 133. Let's say no, but also possibly keep a lookout. If you get a notification, you get a notification. If you don't, I'll be on there Raw tomorrow and Sunday doing late night FIFA. Don't worry, but I'm just absolutely shattered right now. Spotting one person in 75,000 says, Stefan, hey, you never know if there's a close-up. Thank you, Ashley Brady. Thank you, Eddie's Football Waffle, Kate Cadet as well. Matata, the big guy. He says, we need a Friday night FIFA. Ah! Maybe. Maybe we'll see. We'll see. Guys, thank you for watching the stream. It's 1 like away from 150. You know what to do. Make sure you leave a like on your way out. Drop a thumbs up. Give us a subscribe. Click the post notification bell for notifications. We're back tomorrow with a watch along, baby. We're going to go in there raw with a watch along tomorrow, half an hour before kickoff. Come and join us at 5 p.m. before the Spurs game. And yeah, make sure you're involved on the social media as well. Check out Flying Pig United on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and OnlyFans. And come and join us for those too. Right, nice one. The Hoop Man, Eddie's Football Waffle, Sing Games, Stefan, Jake, Eddie, Sing Games, Vincent, Ellie as well, you legend, Matata, Kate Cadet, Raj, Cool Homies, Ashley Bailey, Ms. 528, Gunshi, absolute legend as well, Simon Almeida, Oisin Staken, Robin Van Salos. Notice you're playing Gran Turismo. Yes, mate. Come and join us, mate. Oh, later. Yeah, tomorrow I'm going to do it. Oh, no, shit. Man United's on. Tomorrow, can I do a GTA stream? GT7? Probably not. Sunday, I'll do a GT7 stream. 100%, man. Sunday evening. I just want to play GT7 at the moment, guys. I fuck FIFA. You know? No, listen, I'm not going off. I'm not going to play GT7, guys. I'm shattered. If I don't stream, it's because I'm in bed snoozing away. Sam Neekzad says Linny Game offered a 10k challenge, so he plays. Thank you, Alan Harris. Loving the show. Thank you so much, Alan Harris. Really appreciate it. Thank you, Alan. And thank you, everybody else, for watching. Guys, if you want to continue the debate, please do come back after this is finished. Come back and post a comment in the not live comments after it's finished. Get your score predictions in, get your goal scorers in, and also get your team selections in. I love to see your starting 11s and formations. So if you fancy it, come back after this is finished, comment in the not live comments, your goal scorers, your score lines, and your formations and starting 11s and stuff. Thank you, Robin, JR, Ellie, Sing Games, The Hoopman, Joe Pringle, Matata. That is it from me. Come on, United. Sort your bloody act out now. Let's batter up these spuds. It's time to peel them. It's time to mash them. It's time to fucking saute them. It's time to fucking parboil them. It's time to fucking chip them. What other things can you do to potatoes? I don't know, guys. It's time to fucking, I don't know, sawdust them and put them out on the road. No, that doesn't make sense. It's time to... just fuck it, guys. It's time to smash them up. See you later on, guys. Come on, let's be having you. See you tomorrow as well for the watch along half an hour before kickoff. Be there or be an absolute square slapping Maguire breathe blockhead. Catch you later, guys. Much love. Piggy loves you. And come on, United.